What is up, y'all? Welcome to my fantasy football podcast. Super excited to have you. Check it out. This is my Instagram. Go look me up if you're on there. This is going to be my hub for making a nice little community. We're going to do some betting. We're going to be watching sports. We're going to be live betting. Come on now. Just check me out. Got a few things on the story. Yeah, first of all, this is my second time recording this episode. I didn't have audio with the first one. So, take two here. But I love doing this. If I can't lie to y'all. This is so fun. I'm just talking about sports on here. Got a bunch of picks that we won this weekend. If you're on Rebet, let me know. Follow me. And if not, get after me. I'll fund your first bet. DM me. Talk to me. Get after me on Instagram, and we'll take care of you. Good picks all on this side. Otherwise, man, this weekend was not a great one for me. The Chiefs lost in bad fashion. They suck, quite honestly. It's an improv offense. Things don't look good for the Chiefs right now. But betting wise, we did good. Fantasy wise, just like the Chiefs, we got our ass handed to us. No better way to put it. Good in our pick'ems, 9 for 14. That puts us pretty good on the year. We're sitting a little bit over 50%, just at 52. I would ideally like to be at 55, 60, maybe even 65%. That would mean that I am pretty profitable if I were to just pick every spread evenly, which is probably the way I'm going to go this next weekend. I don't think doing the two-leg parlays are the great way to do it, especially because I get a little biased. I had the Chiefs in a couple. I even brought the Chiefs down to about 1.5. I should have just kept it at about plus 3.5. And they would have even covered that spread. So on from that, lost in my first league. Not very good there. Lost in the glory on the goal line as well, and lost in the anonymous. Catalina wine mixer, the only one that I took a W in. I actually really needed this one. It actually ties me up for second in the division and puts me at fifth overall. So this was a really good one. The other ones, I am no longer in first place in any of my leagues. So we're sitting a little behind in a few of them. Yep, third place here, actually tied for first. So not an awful spot here, but tied for first is not where you want to be sitting 4 weeks from the playoff race. 8 teams make the playoff race here, so I am not too worried about this league. I'm going to be in it fighting for sure. However, in the Catalina wine mixer, like we just talked about here, sitting sixth in the league, third in my division. Oh, not second, third in my division. I would still be in the playoffs sitting pretty with the sixth spot. Otherwise, coming over here to, would that be Glory on the goal line? Standing wise, I am sitting, oh my goodness, I'm at fifth place, tied for third. Three-way tie for third right now, but I am sitting at third. 51% chance to make the playoffs. I really got to make these next week's count, boys and girls. And I got to, it looks like other people got to lose. Or it's going to be bad for me. That's not too good. But betting, we came up $241 this week. Would have been fantastico if the Chiefs covered. Also, Cardinals got their arses handed to them. I felt like the divisional game would have been a little closer. If those two things would have been better, this would have been a fantastic weekend. But still good. I still took $75 profit. So that's really nice. Just put $75 away in the bank account. So we're doing good this year. We're up. I'm still keeping this at 452. We're going to track our total earnings. 452 total, 75 in the bank. That's a good dinner with the lady, or if you're a lady, a good dinner with the man, or maybe that's even a nice little halfway grocery trip. So that's not too bad, $75. But we need to go. We're going for more. We're not betting too big, but we also want more money, especially from Vegas. We want all their money. 9 for 15 this week on picks. Jets, Patriots, we talked about that one. The Patriots were bound to cover that line. The Jets are not a great football team. Dolphins, Commanders, wow. At 2.5, this was crazy with the field goal there. I felt like this game was going to be close. Could have came down to a field goal. Here we are. Came down to a field goal. Dolphins looked okay. I think Devon Achane is probably one of the best running backs in the league that's not being spoken about as much. He's definitely carrying the Miami Dolphins. Tua is not really as explosive as he once was. And the Commanders are just flat on their feet. So Achane took great advantage of that. He's in one of my fantasy teams. He is a threat, man. That guy's explosive. He gets outside the hashes, man. He just takes it up. He's gone. Makes a couple guys miss, and that's a touchdown. Panthers, Falcons here. Oh, good win by the Panthers. A good overtime win here as well. They covered and won. So underdog win here. The Panthers never win when they're favorites. They are 0-11 in their past favorite picks. So if you find the Panthers as favorites, get the other team. But if they're underdogs and you think they'll be close, like this one, we like them here. Bryce Young with a career high franchise total 448 passing yards. Guy's a cat. They took out Penix pretty early. Not the Falcons took out Penix. The Panthers got after Penix, and he got hurt. And so Kirk Cousins is going to be playing this next game coming up. Bijan had a very good game. I love seeing that. He kind of had a good bounce back one. It's been a few games with him kind of hitting a little lower on his yards. And I just thought that was a great performance by Bryce Young. A lot of passing, but that's good to see. Young quarterbacks really getting after it in the NFL. Buccaneers, Bills here, talking about quarterbacks getting after it in the NFL. You got two of the best to do it, man. Baker Mayfield, Josh Allen. These guys were going back and forth for a long time. Bills really put their foot on the gas at the end, though. Their defense stepped up. Josh Allen closed out. Josh Allen is playing very good football right now. He's probably the most elite quarterback in the NFL, besides Matthew Stafford, possibly. But Baker Mayfield, he's up there too. You know, don't discount this guy. He doesn't have his weapons right now. But Dalton Kincaid was out for the Bills too, so we can't say that Josh has his guys either. Josh has a no-name receiving crew right now as well. But this was a great win for the Bills. They really needed that. And the Bucks, they needed that one too. But I think the Bucks can still find a way in the NFC, especially if they get healthy. They're a scary team. Chargers, Jags. I love seeing the Chargers lose here. They got they got stomped, man. 35-6. That's kind of a whooping. Trevor Lawrence did not have a good game here. You know, most people would come over here, look at this game, and they'd be like, "Oh, what's going on?" But one touchdown, one interception, 14 for 22, 150 yards. This was a running football game. This was a defensive football game. This is things that come down to field goals, and I'm sure there was a couple far yard field goals here. But coming over here, Justin Herbert, really something I wanted to highlight. I feel like there's some weird stuff going on right now. Jared Goff, Patrick Mahomes, and Justin Herbert, three very high completion percentage quarterbacks playing at their worst right now. I mean, just absolute not good. There's no way you can cut this and tell me that these teams are playing good. 10 for 18 with 81 yards. 21 yards rushing, but that's not very impressive. And one interception, no touchdowns. That's not going to get you into the division there, buddy. So that was not good for the Chargers. Coming back here, Bears, Vikings. I don't know what I was doing when I picked this one because I bet on the Bears. JJ McCarthy is struggling. The Bears are heating up. Defense looks great. This was a close game down to the end. Obviously it could have been the other way with just a touchdown for the Vikings, but I just don't see them pulling through towards the end of games right now. We saw it at the beginning of the season. JJ McCarthy had that crazy third and fourth quarter comeback, second half comeback. Haven't seen it since. Got to see him step up. If he wants to be a good guy, he's got to play like Ben Johnson has Caleb Williams playing. Kevin O'Connell has that potential. I'm sure as a head coach, he can figure this out, but this is getting tough for the Vikings. They're not looking in a great spot right now. Packers, Giants. Man, I don't know what's up with the Packers. Almost let Jameis Winston take you out. Came down to one last touchdown. They got it done. Got to give them credit for getting it done. But this is a struggle for the Packers right now. A not so good 6-3. As a Chiefs fan that's 5-5, we don't look good either. But 6-3 for the Packers, you couldn't tell me that. They have not played great football. They've been getting behind against bad teams. Man, they've lost to the Panthers. They've lost to the Browns, tied with the Cowboys, and they almost just lost to the Giants. It's very, very struggling. They also lost to the Eagles, but that's a very good team. Probably the best team in the NFL right now. Bengals, Steelers. I thought the Bengals would keep it close. It was not close at all. Aaron Rodgers dealing with maybe a left hand breakage, which would not be good. Obviously not his throwing hand, but he still has to catch the ball when it gets snapped to him. He still has to, land and plant it if someone tackles him. I wouldn't want to play a football game if I had a broken hand. That's all I want to say. Joe Flacco didn't get it done. Looked good at the beginning, looked close about till halftime, and then they really turned it up. The Steelers did. Defense got after them. This is what happens when Jamar Chase spits on somebody. You can't be doing that, man. This is the NFL. You have to respect people. And past disrespect, this has happened a couple times. And obviously this is the first time I've spoke on it. But you lie about it after too. That's just not cool, man. Don't be the guy that looks bad on the field and then comes back into the cameras and looks bad there too. You're not a third string. You're not even like just a no-name guy on the offense or whatever. You are the second highest paid offensive player with across from the best cornerback in probably the last 10 years. There's 1,000 cameras on you guys. If it's not the NFL, there was probably people in the stands that were watching you guys, recording you. Man, what are you doing? You got to be better than this. I just don't understand how these guys get in the biggest situations like this, and then all of a sudden they're getting into fights like this. And this is petty, man. You don't spit on nobody. I'm kind of beating a dead horse because we all know this, but man, I just would hate for me to get into a position of, oh, I'm under the lights every night and I get to do whatever I want and kind of say whatever I want. But man, it's like that. It's no longer about football, man. That gets weird, man. Spit, dude, that's nasty too, man. Just get it out of here. No room for that. That makes me want to drop him off my fantasy team. Like, bro, that's pitiful. Texans, Titans. Texans here. I don't know what's going on there. Obviously, they won, but to be within 7.5 points of the Titans is not good. They're 1-9. The Texans are 5-5, just like the Chiefs, but they're making not good wins. Not having good wins. So I don't think Davis Mills is playing good. I think Cam Ward is probably a better quarterback if you put the two against each other. Obviously, Davis Mills is not a starter, but Cam Ward's a rookie, and he's putting on a clinic. I mean, not a clinic. He's not marching down the field every time, but for a rookie, he looks pretty dang good. Um, Let the guy go down the field. Let him keep working. I think that Matt Nagy from the Chiefs is going to end up being their OC or head coach at some point. So he's going to have a great head coach coming his way. Um, Props to the Titans for keeping it close. 49ers, Cardinals, Jacoby Brissett was a great pickup. Just got to say that. But I got to give big props to Big Birds. Guy went on out there. Everybody's like, hey, Mac Jones, he's a great quarterback. Mac Jones, he's taking over the 49ers offense. Brock Purdy. Actually, I was one of those people that said that. I said that they were the same person. Brock Purdy said, well, maybe we are the same person, but I'm just a little bit better. It was 41-22 against a divisional opponent. That's a huge game, no matter which way you spin it. I like the -2.5 here. I thought it was going to be closer, but nope. Brock Purdy had other plans. This was a fantastic game. I've been waiting to talk about this game for a while. Seahawks, Rams. I am a defensive-minded football player. Obviously, it's easy to talk about offense because that's who scores, but this was a defensive football game. 4 interceptions. Yeah, what? Just get the ball from him. Take the ball from him. I had a coach that would always just say, it's not their ball. Get the ball back. It's your ball. You want your offense to have the ball. Get it back for him. Go get your quarterback the ball. Come on, let's win this football game. He would say that. And this reminds me of what the Rams did, man. They just went out there and they're like, Sam Darnold, we know this guy will throw us interceptions. And they just took him all day, man. They were just all over the field hunting for him. This was a set up attack to get interceptions. I mean, when you are jumping routes like they were and flying under and flying around, playing too high, but just man under, this was great football. Especially with the Seahawks receivers. JSN had a great game still. The tight end had a great game still. I'm pretty sure Cooper Kupp had a pretty good game too. This is his former team. He kind of had to. Let's hop over here. Let's see what he had. Oh, Cooper Capito. 7 targets, 3 catches. Not so good, buddy. Yeah, but Jackson Smith-Njigba, over 100 yards. Dude is just a machine. 12 targets, though. They just feed him like no other. A.J. Barner, 11 targets, 70 yards. But Sam Darnold, 0 touchdowns. This is classic Sam Darnold once he plays good teams. Matt Stafford, not his greatest completion percentage. We've been talking about the Rams defense, but holy shit, the Seattle Seahawks are insane. I mean, they just get after the quarterback. I saw every time Matthew Stafford got the ball, and he has a great O-line. He usually just gets to sit back there and toss it, play 7-on-7. This guy was moving, ducking, getting everywhere. 4.6 yards per attempt. That's very impressive. Speaking to the Seattle Seahawks defense. I like to see that, actually. That makes it seem like he was doing checkdowns all day, just making it easy for them to get it downfield. If you get beat by that, though, that's where it gets rough. You know, you can obviously push pressure and drop people back, but that leaves the little leak out game open. People will sit out there and get 5 to 8 yards on you on a couple catches every time. Otherwise, Ravens, Browns, I think Ravens are struggling right now, just kind of like the Chiefs. They're kind of the same 5-5 here. You almost lose to the Browns. That's embarrassing. That's like almost losing to the freaking Raiders, especially speaking of divisional opponents. Chiefs Broncos here. Oh man, this was a tough one. With the last second field goal, I just wanted it to be blocked so bad. Just to repeat history and rub it in everyone's face. But at the same time, man, we can't win forever. And I understand that. But watching the Broncos sit at 9-2 when I know they're not a better football team, and I'm watching Patrick Mahomes continuously throw interceptions in the red zone, it drives me bonkers. And I sit here and I watch Patrick Mahomes. He gets in the red zone and I just go, please don't throw it. Please don't throw it. And he just runs out of the pocket. I mean, let's talk about his pick yesterday. He had a couple, and the one that didn't get called back for an interception, or for a flag, which was bullcrap. We can't keep getting saved by flags. First of all, the one where it's tied, it's 6-6. It's third down. It's 3rd and 14. Mahomes rolls out to his right. He can easily just run out of bounds. We have a 35-yard field goal. I'd give Bucker that all day. Even if not, it's 6-6, right at the 30-yard line. Broncos ball. No, he throws an interception. Broncos take it back to the other 30 and end up scoring on that very drive. Patrick Mahomes, you are causing us cancer, man. You are a infectious force to this team. This is not the first time either. If this was his first time doing it, I would understand. But him and Travis Kelce are also just sitting out there improv passing again. And they're not, and Travis Kelce does not look impressive. He runs out there to 10 yards and he sits there and he'll just stop. On that very interception we were just talking about, I've watched the film. I implore you all to go watch it actually. Travis Kelce sits at his route and doesn't move from the time that Patrick Mahomes starts to roll out, all the way from when he rolls out, throws the interception, and then run the interception back. He moves maybe 10 feet. It's embarrassing. Like, dude, do you even want to be on the football field, or do you just want to lollygag and catch passes? Rob Gronkowski would be hitting the shit out of somebody right now. I'm sick of this, man. Like, the Chiefs are embarrassing, man. We're 5-5 and we look like crap, man. Brett Veach, shame on you for not making any moves at the trade. Shame on you. Only people I got to give props to: Chris Jones, hell of a game, great defensive game. My boy, Nick Bolton, Missouri. Come on, man. You played a great game. Great pass breakups, a couple on third down. Just very good football from him, stopping the run all day. Broncos were averaging 3.2 yards a carry. That's not good. We like that. Lions, Eagles. Great game. Eagles, we knew they'd win, but this was a very close one. I admittedly fell asleep because it was just back and forth at a certain point where they just started punting. I don't think the weather was very good, which kind of went into account here. But this was a great game, and we knew it. We knew it'd be. Lions sitting at third in their division at 6-4. Things like this make me feel better about the Chiefs, because how are the Lions under the Packers and the Bears? It's the same thing as the Chiefs. You know, we got the Chargers and the Broncos. Probably not better teams, but here they are. Cowboys, Raiders just hopped this game a couple hours ago. Cowboys, I feel like Jerry would have sold the team if they lost. This was really a kind of a memorial game for the young man who took his life on the Cowboys. And I think that that's really why the Cowboys came out and played tonight. Usually they don't. I think that that's what really did it for them. They had a bye week too, but this is a good Raiders team. They got after them at the beginning, but once it started slipping away, it was gone very fast. Hopping over here to our playoffs, we looked a little bit here. I'm going to look at my team. A couple waiver wires we're going to be looking at this week. Brock Purdy, great performance. He was someone who, if he's out there, I'd look for him. Bo Nix sitting out here too. What did Bo Nix have this last week? 12 points. Good thing, actually, I dropped him. Brock Purdy would be a great one. Had 17 in his last. I think Jacoby Brissett, if you can find him. Jameis Winston wouldn't be terrible. I think he can really toss the ball sometimes. Sorry, I'm tired. Second time recording. And if you're looking at Jacoby Brissett and obviously Bryce Young here, if he can replicate any performance he had last week, he had 31 points. So we love to see that again from Bryce Young if he's on your team. 448 yards passing. Very impressive, young man. Running back Emmanuel Wilson for Green Bay with Josh Jacobs going out with a knee injury. Emmanuel Wilson will be stepping up in the claim spot here. 13 points last week against the Giants, playing Minnesota this week, who is not profound against the run. They did just kind of get beat up by the Bears. But I think this guy's pretty good. He played a good game this past week. And if he takes a starting role, he's worth at least a flex pick for you. Kenneth Gainwell, kind of the same situation here. Jalen, what's his name? Jalen Warren it got hurt, and this guy put up about 30 points this week. So if you can find Kenneth Gainwell, he would be a fantastic pick on your waiver wires. And I am going to drop Mac Hollins for such. Oh, I lied. I'm going to drop Nick Chubb for such. Coming over here, I'm going to look in this league for our wide receivers because I feel like I kind of need wide receivers in this one. And one of the other reasons I was high on Kenneth Gainwell, 2 touchdowns in 2 games. We like to see that. 2 touchdowns in his last 2 games. Wide receivers, though, Alex Pierce would be a great pickup. Michael Wilson, great guy if you can find him. He is on the Cardinals with Marvin Harrison out. This guy is going to be a threat. Oh, yeah. 33 points in his last outing, 15 receptions on 18 targets, 185 yards, and not a single touchdown with 33 points. Obviously, Jacoby Brissett trusts this guy. I think he's worth an ad, especially if you can just kind of find him and switch out one of your lower receivers that you're not keen on, which we will get to later because I don't know if I want to drop Devontae Smith or not because he always goes down one week and then has 40 points the next. Darnell Mooney would be a great pickup too as a wide receiver stepping in because Drake London is out and Kirk Cousins is in. These 2 guys have had a connection before. They've played a couple games, so I think Mooney would be a potential pickup as well. He might be owned in some leagues. Looks like not in this league. He is only rostered in 37%, so I think a lot of you can probably find him. Tight end wise, Barner would be a great one. Besides Kate Otten, who we talk about every week, he's obviously a great pickup. He has great weeks. He has some okay weeks, but I think he can have a good one against the Rams here, just like Mr. Barner, who we're talking about right now. But Barner's probably off there. I think that Dawson Knox wouldn't be an awful one. Evan Ingram. Let's see who did some good ones in the last. Oh, Darnell Washington. This guy. Man, this guy was running down the field just chucking people. I think he's 6'8", 340. He's huge. "24 years old, 6'7", 260. Just a total specimen of a human. Oh, yeah, that's a big boy. With all the other tight ends, too, he makes them look like wide receivers. That's hilarious. I actually love that. And then defensive teams, you can the Browns, the Bears, the 49ers, or the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're a pretty good defensive team right now. It looks like they're humming again. Coming over here, our standings, we're going to look at this because the Chiefs might not make the playoffs. Obviously not ideal, but there is a route there. We do need to win all of our games, and we need these guys to lose a couple. I think we can really win out on the Chargers at least. Slip in as a wild card, and then we're going to be in there, man. All we need is a little spot. We're sitting at plus 1,000 odds right now. I feel like this is going to be the lowest you'll get it if we play any better. Obviously, if we play any worse, you're going to find it a lot lower because it'll be almost impossible. And so I would take the Chiefs now if you think we'll start winning now. It would be a far, 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 far gone conclusion, but you're going to regret it when the Chiefs are sitting at minus 110 and you could have locked them in at plus 1,000 odds on the Super Bowl. Just looking at that, if you're a betting man. Contrary to that, my people, we don't have too much to go over. I had a great weekend betting, hanging out with the family, relaxing, and we're ready for some new stuff. Ready for some new football games this week. We got the Bills and we got the Texans on Thursday. Be on the lookout for our Thursday episode. You guys know it. Hopefully the Chiefs can pull it together this week against the Colts. It's going to be a crazy, crazy football game. Just looking forward into that. Check out the Instagram, like I've said a freaking probably 1,000 times. But I want you guys to be able to stay up to date with what's going to be developing with this channel, kind of the direction we're going in. I've been trying to think, obviously it's only week 11, but once football season ends, probably switch into a little bit of NBA, little MLB, maybe cover a little Royals action, see what we can do. Obviously some off-season football stuff. This is where my expertise lies. And I really want to get into kind of some play development stuff. My only downside is I can't show actual plays on here without paying like $400,000. So I'd rather not do that. But we're getting there. And I really appreciate your guys' support. If you have a chance, obviously reach out to me if you want some free betting credits and for me to fund your first bet on a rebet account. And keep liking, subscribing. I appreciate the comments and the support from all the family and the friends. I love you guys so much. And we'll see y'all in the next episode. Peace.